This show is for the people who lead businesses built before AI. The founder, the owner, the managing partner, whoever carries the firm and now has to decide what it does next. Not your staff, not your consultant, not your IT guy. You, today, one framework. I call it the waterline test. Stay to the end and you'll know exactly what to do this week. Almost every leader I meet thinks AI is about being found. Getting into the AI is the answer. Showing up when someone asks ChatGPT for a good firm in their city. That's real. And your own experience of AI so far is probably just this. You swapped Google for ChatGPT. Instead of searching, you ask the chatbot, it hands you a tidy answer, and you think, wow, I'm finally using AI. I'm telling you, that's the tip of an iceberg. You've traded one search box for a smarter one. So most people polish the tip until it shines, while the part that actually decides whether they survive sits in the dark under the water, where they're not even looking. The waterline test is one question. Can AI read your business well enough to run it? Above the waterline is, can AI find you? Below the waterline is, can AI run your work? Above the waterline is being crawlable. Can AI find you, read your site, put you in the answer? For years, that meant Google ranking. Now more than half of Google searches show an AI answer at the top, and the traffic to the websites underneath is falling. It's table stakes, and the rules just changed. So a few days ago at Google I/O, Google announced the biggest change in search in 25 years. Agents. Think of them as personal shoppers living inside Google. The old Google handed your clients 10 blue links and wished them luck. These don't. They do the task. They research, they shortlist, they fill in the cart, and they're moving towards paying on your client's behalf. Google calls it the universal cart. Your future client used to type best tax accountant near me, scroll and pick. Soon they'll just say, find me a tax accountant and book me in, and the agent picks for them. If that agent can't read your business, you're not ranking low. You're not on page 2. You're invisible. You're not even in the room where the decision gets made. Now the relief, because this is a fear and hope story. The same week, Google published the actual rules for showing up in this new world. There's no trick, no secret file you need to upload, no magic phrase, no silver bullet. Their words, genuinely useful, original content, structured so that a machine can read it. So being found is no longer about humans using Google, it's about whether an agent can read you. And here's what nobody tells you apart from me. The thing that makes you readable to those agents is the same thing that runs your business underneath. So let's go under, because that's the whole game. Below the waterline is being queryable. Can an AI read your business well enough to actually do the work? Not a chatbot you talk to, a worker that does things for you. This is the unglamorous part. It doesn't make the trailer because grunt work doesn't sell. The magic was never in the clever tool. It's in the work underneath. 4 moves in order. Most people wave their hands at this part. I'm going to be very specific. Move 1. Get your knowledge out of your head. I was talking to a GP, a brilliant doctor. She has no time because every 10 minutes a junior interrupts her to check on how something's done. I said, don't you have a process written down? She said, well, there's an operations manual, but it's out of date and half of it is in my head. So I told her, you know you can clone your brain. And imagine, she laughed. But I meant it literally. Everything you know, how you run the practice, how you treat a patient, how you handle the awkward call, it has to come out of your head in a place that a machine can read. Because right now, your most valuable knowledge walks out the door every evening on 2 legs. It lives in your head and in your seniors people's head, and your senior people leave. A trained AI doesn't. In an industry built on churn, that alone is worth the afternoon. Move number 2, brief the AI like a new employee. This is where leaders trip. A business owner wanted 2 of her systems to talk to each other. She went to Claude and said, connect system A to system B. It said, sure, but after a while it couldn't, because the actual how, the rules, the exceptions were still in her head. So I told her, go back and say this. I'm not technical and the way I do this is in my head. Interview me until you understand it 97%. Within an hour, Claude had extracted the whole process out of her head and built it. There's system A, there's system B, and the how to do it is in the middle, right here in your brain. The AI is a world expert who walked into your firm blindfolded. It knows everything except the one thing that pays your bills, how you actually do business. You can't outsource that. You hand it over the way you would brief a new hire on day 1. Move 3. Let the agent do the 80%. Once it can read you, it does the work. I have an agent that keeps up with industry changes overnight. One morning, my operations lead opened her laptop and there was a finished article, drafted, linked to the right pages on the website, written in our voice, ready to check over. Nobody asked it that night. It knew the goal and ran with it. That's not magic. That's business and AI can read. I built Voluto Health, a medtech AI native company. Pre-AI, that build would have taken 3 years and a team of developers. We did it in a fraction of the time. So sit with this for a second. Somebody can do that to your industry. An AI native firm can spin up, read its own business perfectly from day 1 and undercut you on speed. They won't have your years of judgment, but if your judgment is locked in your head, that gap closes fast. The leaders who move while everyone else is still frozen lock in a lead the others can't win back. Move 4. You keep the 20%. You know the 80-20 rule? Here it actually flips. The agent does 80%. The production, the drafting, the chasing, you become the conductor. And a conductor never picks up an instrument. They decide what the orchestra plays, how loud and half-assed. That's your 20%. The judgment, the taste, knowing what good looks like, the client relationship, and it feeds back in so the orchestra gets better every time. One person with AI tools can now do what used to take a whole team. The human moves to the edge, guiding the work, not routing it. Everyone turns up to meetings with working prototypes, not pitch decks. That's what your industry is going, whether you're signed off on it or not. The one thing you must take from today is this. If an AI can't read your business, it can't run your business. And the firm that can't be run by an AI is the firm that gets outrun by one that can. Crawlable gets you found this year. Queryable keeps you here next year. 2 things are in the description. First, a free assessment, 5 minutes that shows you exactly where your firm sits on the waterline test. Second, if your leadership team needs someone to walk them through what this means for your firm, or you want me to speak to your people, that's the work I do. Here's your one move this week. You already have a goldmine and it's sitting in your sent folders. Your email outbox is a record of how you answer questions, handle problems, and actually run the place. It's already digitized. So this week, open Claude or ChatGPT and say, I'm not technical, go through my emails, pull out how my business operates and write it into plain notes I can build on. That's it. Move 1 started in one afternoon. You don't need much to start. One rule worth knowing though. Save what you extract as plain text or markdown. Never Word or PDF. A PDF is heavy and the agent wastes half its energy fighting the formatting. Plain text is your business served on a platter. Small thing but big difference. The firms still here next year are the ones an AI can read. And here's what nobody in this noisy space is telling you. You're not blind. You don't need 10 tools, a tech team, or a panic plan. You need one move this week, because this was never a project you finish. It's a garden you tend. Get what's in your head on paper. That's the first thing you plant. Next episode, we'll go below the waterline properly, what an AI brain actually is, and how to build one without touching code. If this is useful, tell me your industry in the comments. I'm building this show around the rooms I'm actually in, and yours might be next.